So, are you still looking for a good one of these? I know a lot of you are. You've mentioned it. So this will be a special episode of the Indicator Profile series just for you. Trend Akkam is the name of this indicator. And as far as results go, it's borderline, man. It barely makes the cut. I'm just going to tell you that now. But I really do like this as an exit more than other indicators we have shown on here that I've said you can use this as an exit indicator. Again, I only have my system as reference, but I thought it would be a good week to share something like this. Now, there are applications, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a confirmation indicator, and you can use it in different places. Some places work a lot better than others, but just know what you're getting into today. A bit of a special episode. And one programming note before we move forward. Next week, I'm going to be out of town. I'm not bringing my microphone. There will be no indicator profile series video, but do not despair. You will not have to spend your Wednesday motionless and directionless because on stonehillforex.com, Dan is bringing out a blog on a very interesting subject. It's just not a subject that I can do much as far as video work. But he's going to have a very cool blog on a very interesting subject. And he usually has that ready early in the day in the Western Hemisphere. So make sure you check that out on Wednesday, and I will see you the Wednesday after here on the Indicator Profile series. But let's go ahead and get into things before we do understand. You have reached the #1 indicator channel in all of YouTube. It's always been that way, but you have not reached the beginning, you have reached the end. This is for OGs only, so go back to nononsenseforex.com. Read that first page, watch that first video, and get started. You can't go out of order and expect me to answer your questions down in the comments section. I don't do that. This is for OGs only. For the OGs, let's go ahead and get into Trend Akkam. The year was 2020. The type, as I said before, is a confirmation indicator. This is going to be a chart overlay style, which I've always said lends itself well to exit indicators, but in particular today, I've been very impressed with this one as it applies to exits. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now again, this is one of those times where 2012 VP would have laughed and dismissed this. Bad idea, 2012 VP. You got to give this thing a chance. But if we're looking at it, let's be honest. So this is a short, this is a long, this is a short. And whenever it crosses over and beyond this line, it's going to flip upward, and then price is going to be below the line. That's how you know you're in a short. So this is going to be a short, and you're not going to get your long signal until here. And then you're going to get a little bit of that, and then you're finally going to get a short signal here and get a lot of this. Now, people who are experienced in indicators are probably going to look at this and say, man, this is really, really loose. And you would be correct. We need to tighten this thing up to make it perform better. And the results will reflect that. So let's go ahead and get into those. Before we do, understand that these tests weren't always done in modern time. I know we did this one at least a couple weeks ago. It was before that last big run-up in Bitcoin. But again, none of that stuff matters. All it matters is how it performs in your system. This could be the exit indicator you've been looking for your entire life, or this could not work well at all in your system as a confirmation or an exit. You don't know, but you got to test it. So just make sure you take these results with a grain of salt. But know, down below, in the description, we got you hooked up. I got a link to my automation blog, which has an embedded video showing you how to test this yourself on the MT4 strategy tester. As always, you will get a link to the indicator blogged with the tweak settings. Thankfully, there are only one set of settings that you have to worry about in this indicator, but you have to know which one that is, and the blog will tell you. You're also going to get a link to Dan's YouTube channel where you can find this particular indicator in video form, where he goes candle by candle to show you how this thing works. And he has a little bit of a different perspective than I do this week on Trend Akkam, and you'll be able to see that as well. You'll also get a second email address to where if you want to submit an indicator for review and possibly make the indicator profile series, this is where you send it. And then a link, of course, to the indicator library where you can download Trend Akkam and every indicator we have ever profiled on the indicator profile series. Moving on to the results, let's go ahead and see how this thing did on the euro dollar. Not terrible, really, but nothing too much to write home about. A good win-loss ratio, yet we have seen better win-loss ratios lately on the euro dollar. But here's the one thing you're going to notice as we progress here. Like I said before, you will have to tighten this indicator up and get more trades out of it in order for it to be optimized. That's the one constant really in this entire experiment. Moving over to gold, good, not amazing. We've shown you amazing a few times on here, but certainly not bad. But again, you're going to have to get more trades out of it for it to do what you want it to do. Moving over to the S&P, and this is going to be the best result of the day actually, down below on the 4 hour. You are really 1 percentage point under the overall baseline in one indicator, which is great for a confirmation indicator. Just depends on how do you feel about 20 trades. That might be enough for you, that might not be. I don't know. But that's where the actual, the real alpha as far as confirmation indicators go is going to be. It's going to be right there because it is not on Bitcoin. This is, again, nobody's going to be too upset about this, but we've certainly shown you better results here. But as stated before as well, I think the real value with this one is as an exit. Now you might be saying, well, if it doesn't work well as a confirmation, how can it work well as an exit? You must be new. My exit indicators do not work that well as confirmations. I don't know about yours. It's certainly possible. In the past, I have used exits that were decent confirmation indicators too, but it's just a different set of rules, which might be a little more work on your end, but I think it's great. I think it really opens the door for a whole new subset of trading indicators out there that if you find the right one can make a really big difference because remember, you make all your money after the trade, not before the trade. For more videos like this, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Don't miss anything. We have the Trading Psychology Podcast, the single most important thing we do every Monday. Indicator Profile Series every Wednesday, blog on Thursday, and then the 10-Minute Contrarian Investing Podcast every Saturday. There's the old saying, money can't buy happiness. I don't know who came up with that. I don't know if I believe it, but what I do know is that it can take away a lot of sadness. And this channel is here to help you with that. So subscribe, hit the bell, and let's go get it.